is talking transfers, the last one of the transfer window, but we've got an actual footballer being linked with Liverpool, very strongly linked with Liverpool to talk about, so they've thrown us something nice at the end. I've been joined also by Paul Gorst, of course, from the Liverpool Echo, and yeah, I'm in to talk about not just Tallimore loans anymore.
Not Phillips.
Yeah, exactly, not again. And a good one we've all heard of, one we've all seen play football, Federico Chiesa. It came a bit out the blue, but they did warn us to be opportunistic, and this is what this seems like it is.
Yeah, 100%. There's so much about this that screams opportunity, doesn't it? Still only 26, which I'm surprised about, actually, because he's been around a while, hasn't he? It was, 3 years ago now when he was the star of the Italian team that won the Euros. Looked a real prospect. Went to Juventus for 50 million euros.
I think it was a little bit more, actually. Yeah.
2-year loan as well from Fiorentina at the time. It's strange how they work sometimes, those Italian transfers. But yeah, sort of fallen out of favour. Had a bit of a serious injury, didn't he, in 2022, was it? A 9-month layoff with an anterior cruciate injury. But by all accounts, Juventus are looking to move him on because he doesn't really fit, and he's on big money by Serie A standards. So, final year of his contract means Liverpool are looking to do a deal around about the 15 million mark, isn't it? That's being quoted, and yeah, a lot about it just screams that an opportunity has come up, and I think as a sort of compliment to what's already there in the front man, I think it's a great option. If they can get him back to that sort of 2021 form, because he was getting talked about like 70 million, weren't he, a few years ago? So if they can get him anywhere near back to that, he's going to be a great sort of deputy to Salah, which means that Salah can be rested more, sort of pick and choose your moments with him, so he's not running into the ground, and he's he's fit and firing for the right moments of the season. So there's a lot about it to think that there's potential there, but also there's a reason why he's perhaps in the last year of his contract and he's only looking to move for 15 million because he has had those injury issues. So yeah, I think Richard Hughes is probably vital to this deal because he will know the ins and outs of Italian football and why it's gone wrong for Chiesa and why they can sort of remedy that at Liverpool. So I think there's a lot to look at and think, a little bit of a calculated gamble. Yeah,
calculated gamble is I think the right phrase, but I think it's an area of the pitch where arguably we can take a gamble. I've seen it, people say, oh, why do we need another forward? It's where we're well stocked. But I would say the fact that we are well stocked there means that they can go for a little bit of a wild card option. If it was a number 6, you'd want someone who's a bit more of a sure thing when you're in terms of availability and you know what you're going to get. I mean, Zuma Mendy never played in England before, but there wasn't necessarily the thing with the recent injuries and things like that. I think the fact that they are strong up top means that, if you're going to get someone in, then it needs to be of a really high standard if he's going to play at all. But also, you can take a little bit of a risk if it's a calculated one at the right price.
100%, yeah, that's a really good point. There's going to be more games with the Champions League, and the fact that it is the Champions League rather than Europa League means that you're going to have to play stronger teams, aren't you? You can't really go chopping and changing in the same way Liverpool were able to last season until they come a cropper against Atalanta. But yeah, I think there's a lot to suggest that there's some upside to this. And like Richard Hughes said, that word has been sort of thrown back at them quite a lot, the opportunistic shout. This is very much along those lines. And when you see it sort of happen, you can see what they mean by opportunistic. Whereas, a few months ago, it was just sort of, well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, it means that players in the last year of his contract, probably at a knockdown price, nowhere near his true value. So they can get him in.
A willing seller as well, I think.
100%, yeah. Juventus, he hasn't featured so far for them this season. He was left out on Monday night, wasn't he, from the Verona game. Don't think he's played much of pre-season. They're definitely looking to get a fee for him because they need the money. And yeah, there's a lot to think that it could work if they can get him back to that sort of form of was it 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah. Like you say, if it was a number 6 who was coming in with these sort of question marks around it, you'd be a little bit concerned because they'll probably need someone to go straight into that department, whereas this is very much ease him in. He's not going to be playing every week. He could be a real strong option off the bench for 20-25 minutes in certain games. Yeah, I quite like the look of it actually. The more I sort of read into it and learn things about it.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised, especially because it sort of came out the blue. But then the more you think about it, I mean, sometimes you can be guilty of talking yourself into things, and I remember doing that, you know, a little bit with a couple of Liverpool.
YouTube, press the button, become a member of the Anfield Wrap from the heart of the city of Liverpool. The best way to enjoy all your Liverpool-based videos, everything you need, every single day. It is the Anfield Wrap.